Welcome to the Fright Zone.
Yeah, I wanted to see like what insane stuff they were gonna have. Like,
now I know.
Yeah.
I'm Trevor Nielsen. I'm Brandon Splitter, and we are Perdition Home. We've been doing the maze for the maze since 2010, so we're going on our third year for the maze, and an overall home haunt since 2008. So we've got about 5 or 6 years of personal haunt experience under our belt. We like to keep it very bloody. I don't know if
very gory.
Very gory.
That's Evil Dead.
Yes, Evil Dead.
The new one, Evil Dead.
I'm sure you guys have been to Not Scary Farm, been to the slaughterhouse. That was making our maze. That was definitely our first, our biggest influence.
Yeah, like
to get us
inspiration.
going.
Definitely inspiration from that.
I definitely enjoy doing the construction part. Building is always the most fun. You know, we get to hang out and stuff, and then when it comes to all the crazy mixing of the bloods and figuring out the right color for the blood and
right here,
keeping it fresh.
I do all that, all the detail, all the blood. That's me. All the artwork and everything, the art direction, mapping it out and everything throughout the year, and figuring out the theme. You know, writing that throughout the year.
And one big thing that we like to do is custom props. Not all of them, obviously, we can't do all of them. But we like to do some custom props because then somebody goes in and they get to see some really cool new stuff that they've never seen before.
Something you can't buy.
Yeah, you can't buy it, and that's one thing that we pride ourselves is certain props. Now, sometimes it becomes a hassle, and there's obviously some bodies and heads and stuff online that we just can't pass up.
But also, it's kind of one of the things I do too, is basically customizing the props and everything, adding the details and everything, or just completely redoing something, making some of the props.
And even like in our maze, one cool thing is we have like 4 different heads. Well, it's actually 4 of the same head that we bought, $20, and they all look different. One's got no jaw, one's got a gouged out brain. I mean, it's just and they look all different, and that's one fun thing that keeps the haunt pretty interesting.
Yeah, and especially too because it's all unique. We make up the story. We don't base it off of any movie or anything like that. I write the story. We kind of elaborate off each other.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, like you were saying, the backstory. He'll write the whole backstory, and we'll set up a theme to do that. To really match that backstory. So when people are going through the line, they get to read it. They get to kind of get an idea of what they're going into, and then bam, it comes into play.
It's like a horror movie, in reality for like our vision of like what we're trying to do. And that's kind of the best part about it too. It's like you're kind of making your own horror movie, filling it with your own actors and people getting killed.
And the biggest thing with us is we are very greedy, I guess you could say, with our space. We're very smart with our space because we're limited. We want to make it long. We want to make it worth it. So when it comes to the space, we are using every inch we can. If we can move it just a little bit closer and just make it a little bit tighter squeeze, we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. So that way we can give you more and add more, just to the whole effect.
Because it's only on a driveway. We started in the yard. We actually did it on my yard. And that was good for the year, but we wanted to expand to something more realistic. Like rooms they don't have grass, so we wanted on the sidewalk, nice flat area. So we do the whole driveway into the side yard, and it's just grown so much more now. You got 6-minute walkthroughs, as opposed to like a 2-3 minute.
Yeah, and that's just a home haunt. We pride ourselves on trying to make it a fun, long experience. Sometimes making people feel claustrophobic, they want to get out, but it's not.
Too, there was a guy that was like really claustrophobic and he couldn't make it through, which is something we love because that's an accomplishment. Because we were going for that.
People go in and they run out right away because they're so scared just by the first scene. That's accomplishment. Yeah. That is a compliment, and that's huge. And now we got some new ideas. We're gonna start, now that we did the driveway, we're gonna see if we can go onto the grass a little bit, make it even longer because we limited so much on the space, or we made it use so much of the space. So we want to go on the grass, make it a little bit longer, and constantly growing. Started with pallets, started with breaking our backs, carrying those pallets,
stacking them up,
and now we're trying to go a little bit more professional.
The traditional like Knott's way with the
panels and all that kind of
screwed
stuff.
aside.
Yeah.
It is funny that we have come under fire a little bit for it, though. Like with actually my neighborhood, a lot of conservatives and stuff. They think it's satanic or something with all the blood, or they just don't like it in general because nobody on my street celebrates Halloween. Nobody dressed up. We're the only house. So it's not just like it's such a big statement now because it used to just be like, you know, the yard display. Now it's this full-blown maze with like music videos playing outside and blood and facades and like 15 actors lying down the street. So it's like, you know, and it's kind of breathed new life into my city in that way.
Some really big compliments that we've gotten from the neighbors is they've only spent, you know, they're used to only getting 4 or 5 people. They're excited for those 4 or 5 people to come by their house, get the candy. Once we started doing the maze, they're going, oh, it was so awesome. The neighborhood was lit up. Everybody loved it, you know, and it was just, they've never spent so much money on candy. They almost told us to pay it back.
They were almost mad about it because they were like, they spent $100 on candy because they're expecting 20, 30, 40 people. And we're giving them 1,000, so it's like 1,000 people, you know, 600 of which come on Halloween.
Yep.
So it's nuts, you know. It's like we're just bringing the noise.
Yep, bringing the noise. We do the whole experience. We install speakers, big time sub speakers.
Another complaint that they probably get.
Another complaint
they can't
probably
sleep.
get.
It's 10 at night because it runs.
You know what? For the most part, the neighbors have pretty much grown to addition to the house, as we like to call it.
We got lovers and we got haters.
Yeah.
And that's what there is. We got some love, we got some hate. It's like we got one side, on both sides of my house we got mostly love, but then I got a few down the street that are mad about it or something. They don't like it very much.
But for the most part, you know, it's a good experience, and we like to keep it bloody. That's our biggest thing. Always gore. That's I've always been a fan of gore. We like the shocking more than the scary, I guess you could call it. Soft films, Evil Dead, Hostel, yeah, all that good stuff. It's all about the shocking. When people have to turn away because it's so disgusting.
It's so scary.
It's so disgusting that it's scary, not popcorn scary.
Human centipede.
Huh?
Human centipede.
Yes.
Human centipede. Yep.
Very gross.
Yep. It's disgusting, but that's our style.
You like that? Disgusting is good.
Yep.
I mean, that's a compliment. Like if somebody doesn't want to look at it, it's like we did that to them. Like they don't want to look at it. That's our stuff. Like don't look at it.
If that sounds like your style, if it doesn't sound like your style, you still got to see it because it's still an art. It's an art. It's awesome. It's crazy, and regardless if you love it, you hate it, whatever. It's awesome.
You know, if you love red, come to our maze.
You like the color red, come to the maze.
Where can people find out more about you guys and your maze?
Oh, you can go to youtube.com/PerditionHome. PerditionHome.com. We started a website. You can, we enter it in the OC Register online. We really advertise it locally, and we're trying to go a little bit bigger, but, you know, we big time advertise it locally. If you live close to Yorba Linda, big time on Facebook. If you live close to Yorba Linda or in the Anaheim area, you might see some flyers passed around at the schools, all that kind of stuff. But realistically, Facebook, YouTube, and PerditionHome.com, you can find all the info. We're gonna start really, you know, getting on now that we're getting the season.